So in 2021, I did a prediction video. It was my top 5 action figure lines that were going to increase in value that year. So what I've decided to do is take a watch back and see if I was right or see if I was wrong. Hi guys, I'm Paul the Toy Scavenger. Thanks for checking out this little video. This video is me watching back my predictions from 2021 and which toy lines were going to go up in price. Remember to hit subscribe so you can keep up to date with all the latest news. Now obviously action figures do go up in value quite a lot, and what this video was aiming for was to give you an idea of what to invest in for that year. If you invested correctly in that year, you could then resell or you could sell off some of that collection and you could have made a little bit of money. So what I actually did is I invested in my own device and I bought those action figures. So I've got the Fire Kids tablet and I've got the Kids earbud because I haven't got any proper headphones, and we're going to see how I did. Right, first up. Right, so my first prediction is WWF Hasbro figures. What you're probably thinking is, no duh, the prices have been rising up in the last 12 months. They've actually gone insane. You would get, some figures were going for maybe £3, £10 max. Now they're going for £20, £30. Cards were going for £40 to £50. Now they're going for 120, 150. It's just gone absolutely crazy during lockdown, and it's because of the demand is there. So they're continually rising at the moment, but they are going to level out. So my prediction is that the cards will continue to rise and hold their value. They won't drop that much, especially the green series cards. So what I said in that little bit was that the cards were kind of leveling out. You're always going to find the rare ones that still command a higher price. Oh yeah, cream of the crop. So looking at the prices today on the cards, they are still slowly rising, but they did rise quite a lot from 2021 to 2022. So if you did purchase them in 2021, you still probably have your same kind of value that you did spend, or that you might make a little bit more, but they just seem to keep on going up. Now it all depends with these, that condition is key. If you had some terrible looking cards, you know, they're not going to get a lot of money, but the cards that were near mint, pristine, they are still going for a lot of money. And because grading seems to be the way forward, and because grading is a very long wait, what's happening is you're finding people selling cards that are gradable for the grading prices. It's not quite right, because the idea of grading is that it's been given a grade and you're kind of preempting that it's going to get that grade. And for you to pay that price because you think it's going to get that grade, it's a little bit of a risk. I don't take that risk, but it depends on what you're kind of going for in your collection. So what did I say about the loose figures? But what's going to happen with the loose figures is where people are realizing that the values have been rising, they're going into their lofts, their attics, their basements, or wherever, and they're finding their old toys and they're chucking them on eBay and they're chucking them out to sell. Now, the more people that do this, the more the price of the basic figures such as the Bushwhackers, the Rockers, the Legion of Doom, those kind of tag team ones, the first series, the second series, the ones that nearly everybody had, they're gonna drop. But the other series, the later series, the more rarer ones, are gonna continue to rise. So that is my prediction for the WWF Hasbros. So what I said there is obviously that the loose figures were going to become a lot more easier to find, which actually did happen. People were going up into their lofts and they were finding them left, right and center. We actually did a video recently where we found over 300 figures. Now, those prices from lockdown to now have kind of dropped. The ones that seem to be keeping their price and still going up are the rarer figures again. The ones from Series 7 onwards, so you're looking at, and Series 8, so you're looking at like the red cards onwards. They're the ones that seem to be continually going up in price. And if you did invest in those, then good on you. So let's move on to the next line and see what I said. Number 4 is Ghostbusters carded figures. So again, Ghostbusters has been steadily rising in the last year, but they have gone into another level of price ranges. This is mainly due to the Ghostbusters movie being announced, lockdown again. The one thing that I would say is that the loose figures will not go up massively, even when the movie is released. If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who are you gonna call? Toy Scavenger! So on to number 4, I actually said Ghostbusters carded figures. Now, This was correct because the figures seem to have gone up in value again. As soon as that movie came out, those prices went up again. And even on the basic figures that you could get for around 30, 40 pounds on card, they're now going for 80 to 90 pounds. So if you did buy at around 30, 40, well done. And then also the Ecto Glow figures. They have been rising massively in the last 3 years. So Ghostbuster cards, I feel that will be going up in value, but the figures will not. Remember that, the actual loose figures will not be going up, but the Ghostbuster cards will be going up. And also what I have said is Ghostbusters carded figures. It wasn't loose figures. Loose figures still kind of kept their value. They didn't go up too much, especially when the re-releases came out. People were buying them, opening them and using them to display rather than the vintage figures. In fact, they lost a little bit of value. So I was right about the Ghostbusters. Let's see what I said next. So number 3 is another one of those movie franchises that when the new film comes out, the values will jump up. Now, when I'm talking about this line, I'm talking about the original series, series 2, and not the second film series, although that has gone up as well. Something I did notice back in the day is that I didn't have a cabinet in my display. Right in the center, I had a brick wall. I didn't have a cabinet. Now I've got a cabinet, and I kind of don't want it. I like that. So I'm talking about Jurassic Park. When the new film of Jurassic World comes out, the values on these will skyrocket. They've already had a steady increase over the last 3-4 months. Whereas you could get a nice carded figure for around 30, 40 pounds. They're jumping to 50, 60, 70, 80. They're going up and up and up. Nice and slowly, but there's been a sharp increase recently. So the next one I said was Jurassic Park figures. Now, this is a big one for me because I collect Jurassic Park personally, and I have a near complete collection of carded figures. I also have the variants on the first season and some of the variants on the second series. Like I said, it's near complete. I'm still going, and it's getting harder and harder and harder. And the reason it's getting harder and harder and harder is because it's been going up in price massively. Now, as soon as that movie hit, the prices of the figures on card went from around 50 to £100. Now these are just the basic ones. The loose figures were around 10, now they're going for around 20 to 30 with their accessories. Loose on their own, they're still only about £4 to £5. But the dinos seem to be holding their price, and they seem to still be pushing up, especially with the new movie and all the lore of Jurassic World. I've decided not to sell any of my Jurassic Park cards. I'm still holding on to them. I love them so much, I just can't part with them. So let's see what is next on the list. So number 2 is my favorite. It's Mask, which is Mobile Armored Strike Command. So it's Mask. Now Mask again is a personal favorite of mine. I collect Mask and I have a complete collection. Mask. It's the mighty power that can save the day. I'm going for mint, sealed boxed. It's taken me a long time and I'm not in any rush and I'm not selling it. So what did I say about Mask? I've seen the values of these increase heavily in the last 6 to 12 months. The only issue with boxed sealed items is that there was a big warehouse find in Chile of a few of the racing series boxes, which are the US boxes as well. The guys who found it, they are not releasing them that quickly, which is great for collectors because it's actually holding the value. So this was about the time that there was that big warehouse find in Chile and the prices were nice and steady. So for example, for a Bandit or Bullet, that was around £120 sealed box. As soon as they started getting released, it kind of dropped down to around £70, but now it's slowly going back up to around 80, 90, 100, 110. If you're paying anything more than 120 for that at the moment, don't. It was the racing series that was mainly found in that Chile find, so the prices slightly dropped. Once they're out of their stock, the values will start to rise again on that particular part of the line. In regards to the loose toys, again, we're hitting the peak time when people remember about Mask and decide they want to start collecting. So what I've noticed also is a lot of Mask loose has been going up in price. You're getting a lot of new collectors, so they are spending a lot of money to try to complete a loose line for their kids or even for themselves. A lot of people are concentrating on loose collections with the figures and with the masks. They're making sure they get the first run, which are the short masks. That's making them even more expensive. The masks actually dry up, so they become a bit harder and brittle, so that makes them even more expensive. So if you're investing in something, make sure you invest in mask this year, because it is going off the scale. So spot on with that point where I said that we were hitting a peak time for collectors with masks, because it is around that kind of age group that we start getting disposable income, and we just decide, oh, I'm gonna collect mask again. So again, looking at eBay prices, mask has gone up massively, especially the loose masks, and any figures with a mask. You were picking them up around £2–3 at one point. Now they're going for like 10, 15, 20, £30. They're going for a lot more than what originally you could have picked them up for. So you've got to remember as well, this is only 1 year ago. So look out for another video in which I will tell you 5 new toy lines to collect. So was I correct with mask? I think I was correct with mask. Again, it's something that I collect, so I kind of keep an eye on prices, and I saw that the prices were steadily rising. Obviously with the Racing Series line and the Finding Chili, the prices did drop slightly, but again, they're going back up again. So if you did invest in mask, well done on you. So let's take a little look at number 1 and see what I said. So number 1 on my list is Bravestar. Over the last 2 months, Bravestar has jumped up. Bravestar had an epic theme song. Bravestar, Bravestar. So good. Cowboys in space. You can't go wrong. Cowboys in space, you can't go wrong. I actually took my own advice on this, and I invested in 3 Bravestar figures. Tex Hex has gone up, Bravestar's gone up, and some of the other characters are actually still rising. I bought Bravestar, Tex Hex, and Thunderstick. So I actually got these a little bit cheaper than what they were going for at the time. They were going for about 120, and Thunderstick was going for about 200, but I had to get them because they were sealed in box, and it was a great deal that I was getting. It was from another person that I know, so thank you very much. And it's something that I decided I wanted in my collection. And then on the loose figures, when you're collecting loose, make sure you have all the accessories, because that is where the money is. You can still get a Tex Hex or a Bravestar on their own without the accessories for about £10–20. But you add the accessories in, it jumps up to about £80. Great little toy line to have. Brilliant, nice little collection. If you want to go for the whole line, it's nice, short, quick, really easy to collect. You are going to spend a bit of money though. Correct. Bravestar is a very good little line to collect. Nice, easy, short, but unfortunately the prices have risen slightly, even on the loose, because if you're going for just a loose figure without any accessories, great. But as soon as you want to try and get a complete figure with its accessories, the prices just seem to rise up. So if you invested in Bravestar, that was a good choice. So that is the top range to collect this year, where I feel that the values will increase. So was I right with the Bravestar? I think I was. Checking out prices today from prices back then, they seem to have doubled, which really nice for me with my 3 sets that I've got up there. It's something that is always going to go up, but whether it went up in a large amount or whether it went up in a small amount, we just didn't know, but it seemed to have gone up in a large amount, which is very nice for me. So was I right overall? Obviously action figures go up in value, but like I said at the beginning, this kind of purpose was to invest in figures that I felt were gonna kind of double in value or go up quite a lot in value. I think if you invested in the Hasbro cards, you would have made quite a lot of money in that one. Definitely the Bravestar, you would have made a bit of money. The mask was going up. If you invested in the loose figures, then I do feel that you may have made a little bit of money. The Ghostbusters is probably the one that didn't go up as much as expected, but the Jurassic Park definitely doubled in price. So we've got to remember this was about a year and a bit ago. We were coming out of lockdown where the prices had hit a massive peak, and it was a guess whether they were going to continue to rise or were they going to go back down again. So overall, if you had invested in those toys, you may have made a profit as long as you got them at the right price. So guys, remember to hit subscribe and keep an eye out for my next video, which will be the top 5 toy lines to collect next year. Check out all my other videos. There's a lot of toy hunting videos and there's some recent pickups that are amazing. I've also done a recent video on scamming, which is very, very important. Remember to check that one out. So thanks for viewing. Remember to subscribe and I'll see you soon. Oh, hit those credits. Wait, I haven't got credits. I'm not putting credits in this one, am I? No, I'm not putting credits in this one. See you later.